In this video, I will provide you with a few things you might need to think about, and even some things that I would consider to be important when choosing whether or not you're going to use foam and expanding foam product for your wood fence post installations or concrete. And keep in mind that my comparison is based off of watching videos and reading comments from people who claim to have used the product along with information from one of the manufacturer's websites. Please note that other companies make concrete and expanding foam and might have different comparison results and pricing. Now, when I say that this is based off of watching the videos and reading comments, this is not based off of my personal experience. There are enough videos out there already showing how this product is used. And if you need to see me do some type of a comparison, then I would be glad to. I'll dig a hole in my backyard and put up a fence post, and we'll see how long it lasts. Again, I'm not going to do it unless I get a lot of people who want to do it. So if at least 20 people leave a comment in the comment area, want to see it, I will get on it. If not, then forget it. It'll just be a waste of my time. So let's go ahead and go to where the concrete is actually the winner. And it's been working great for years. This is kind of my first comment, the most important one. New products come and go in the construction industry. We have seen this, or I should say at least I have. Been at it for over 40 years, seen a lot of products that were miracle products come and go. I like to stay with the time-tested products. Next up on the list, if you need more concrete for footings, then it can be added in smaller quantities. I couldn't find any information or videos showing how to add small amounts of expanding foam if needed. And this could be a big thing. If you're, you figure, you measure the hole, the diameter, the square, you figure out how much volume you have there, and you need 2 bags of concrete, and you need 3 bags of concrete. It's going to be a little easier to fix, I should say, than the expanding foam, from what I gather. Materials are usually cheaper. Approximate foam size after expanding per package is 7/10 or 0.7 cubic feet. And the price is about $12 per bag. That's US dollars. It might be different in your area. A 60-pound bag of concrete mix is about $3.50 per bag, currently 2018, and contains about half or 0.45 cubic feet of concrete. My price comparison is based on 0.7. So I'm taking a bag of the foam mix and comparing it to a bag and a half, let's say, of concrete mix. So the $12 bag, 0.7, 7/10 of a cubic foot of concrete. This is 60-pound bags at $3.50 each. The concrete mix would be about $5.45. Prices may vary or change over time, so do your own price comparison for your area. And again, you'd have to do a little bit of math here, but it looks like it's about half the price. And in my opinion, this could easily be eaten up in labor costs. So if the foam product works and you're happy with it, then you don't mind spending a few dollars more on the product, but don't want to spend as much time in labor, then this could be a big winner using the foam. Now let's take a look at some of the areas where foam is definitely the winner. And first up on the list, this one is uncontested. It is easier to mix and install. It seems like it could be mixed and poured in less than 2 minutes after the hole is dug and the post is set into position. Now, when I said 2 minutes, I was probably being generous. I would imagine someone who is properly prepared could probably do it in less than a minute. 15 seconds, they said, to mix it, and another probably 30 seconds to pour it, and you could be in there under a minute. Another thing to consider is that it weighs a lot less, making it easier to handle. And definitely the winner here, for those of you who do not or are not interested in lifting heavy objects, then this could definitely be a winner here. It's also easier to mix in place than concrete on sloping surfaces like hills, or even if you had to haul lightweight bags long distances into an area like a forest, where you might have an area where it's even difficult to pack bags of concrete in, or of course it would be difficult, and long distances there would be a biggie. Here are a few things to think about. Is foam safe for the environment? Concrete can break down over time. Now, both the foam and the concrete can be shaped to prevent water from accumulating and absorbing into the post from above. This is a big problem, and a lot of the videos I watched on YouTube showed the foam expanding into an area where water was going to accumulate. And if I make a video on that, I will put a link here to provide you with more information about that. So it sounds like the foam you can let it dry and then cut it with a handsaw. It can be shaped if necessary. Now here's another one of my big concerns. Why aren't big fence building companies using it on all of their new fence posts? This is another one that has got me thinking here. These people are going to be doing it if it's cost effective. This is going to be the number one thing. So when I said that you could save money on your labor, but it's going to cost you more to purchase the foam product, that might work fine for an individual post or a couple of posts, but it's probably not going to be as cost effective if building a long fence. So just keep that in mind. Fast setting concrete mixes can be hard in less than 1 hour. Versus foam, it sounds like it takes about 2 hours. Price comparison for 7/10 of a cubic foot, we have $12 for a bag of foam, and the same amount based off of $5 for a 50-pound bag would be $7. So it would cost us $7 to use fast setting concrete mix and $12 if we're going to use our foam post mix. But again, there is more time involved here in mixing the product and cleaning the product. And when you're working with fast setting materials, the foam or the concrete, and you're not prepared, you could end up with some big problems also. Something else to think about, I couldn't find anything on foam footing post heaving or rising out of the ground during freezing temperatures like some do with concrete. And this seems to be a big problem in the Northeast from what I gather. People have to bury their fence posts below the frost line or use gravel. So something to consider here if you're going to use the foam product. Another problem you could have with the foam, but you might not have with the concrete, will be storing it for long periods of time. And this probably isn't going to be a problem for most of us who are going to buy the product and use it. But if you are going to store it, I would make sure that you read the manufacturer's instructions on storing it. Some temperatures, it sounds like, can cause this stuff to explode. And I'm guessing from what I gathered, freezing temperatures or lower temperatures can create problems for the foam. They might not give you as much volume when it goes to using the product. So again, check with them to clarify that the information I just said was correct. Here are a few comments I found on the internet. The foam doesn't seem to be recommended for deck footings, flag, or basketball poles. And by this, I'm just suggesting that it's not meant to be used on tall poles or structural footings that it was not designed for. So the information from the manufacturer, and again, you always got to read it. I recommend it, especially with this product. Read it before you use it, just to make sure that it's going to work for your particular project. So that's kind of all I'm suggesting here, is to check with them before using it on a 10-foot tall wooden fence in areas where you have strong winds, if that makes sense. Next up on the list, it might be better to securely position post for both concrete and foam before filling footing. Now, I did read one comment where the individual said they set the post and it didn't sound like they had it secured. And I've seen a lot of this in some videos where they just have a post in the ground and then they put the foam around it. And the people are suggesting they don't want you moving the post. So the only way this is going to happen will be to securely position the post to where it will not move before filling your footing. And this is what I recommend. And of course, that's what I would do anyway before using concrete or the foam product. Someone also suggested that foam worked great in high winds from a hurricane they were in, but also suggested that fence posts were installed in deeper footings. So that could make a difference there. Post might need to be setting on bottom of footing. Someone suggested that the foam got under the post and raised it a few inches. This would only be a problem if you couldn't cut the top of the post to lower it. Someone else suggested that during a hurricane, a foam footing post floated out of the ground. And there's actually a picture of this on one of the large home improvement stores' website. And again, I don't want to put any links in here. I don't think it would be that hard to find. My personal opinion will be in the YouTube comment area, pinned to the top. Hopefully it will be easy to find. I just didn't want to put it in the video in case I needed to edit it in the future and change something based off of information that I would have received. So anyway, that is it for the video. And if it helps, don't forget to hit the old thumbs up button.